Welcome to our deep dive into Napoleon Hill's Law of Success.
Ah, yes.
We're going right to the source for this one, using excerpts from Hill's own writings.
Very cool.
We'll be exploring his research on, those who reached incredible heights of success.
Right.
Their habits, their mindsets,
Mm-hmm.
the strategies they used that were kind of unique to them.
Yeah.
We're also going to unpack the 15 laws of success that he identified from his research
Okay.
and look at tools like autosuggestion,
Interesting.
the Mastermind principle, all that good stuff.
Powerful concepts.
Ready to unlock some serious wisdom.
I'm ready. Let's dive in.
Let's do it.
So Hill, he spent over 2 decades studying over 100 wildly successful individuals.
Really?
Yeah, from Henry Ford,
Wow.
Thomas Edison, to even Woodrow Wilson.
That's an interesting mix.
Right. And these weren't just, any successful people.
Right.
These were giants in their fields.
Yeah.
What's fascinating is he was able to distill his findings into what he called these 15 laws of success, providing a blueprint for achieving extraordinary results.
And these laws aren't just like vague theories, are they?
No, not at all.
He pulled these from observing real-life success stories, which makes them even more compelling.
Exactly. Real-world example.
Even some of the chapter titles are intriguing, like so-called spiritualism,
Ooh, that's a good one.
or there's a gold mine in your present occupation.
You just know there's going to be some mind-blowing stuff in there.
I know. I can't wait to dive in.
Absolutely. And one of the key points that jumps out is Hill's emphasis on the power of imagination.
Okay.
He considered it fundamental to achieving anything worthwhile.
Really?
Yeah, he argued that before you can build anything in the real world, you have to first visualize it in your mind.
Makes me think about that saying, if you can dream it, you can do it.
Exactly.
But Hill takes it a step further by providing concrete examples, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Hmm.
He tells the story of Dr. Gonzalez, this young clergyman who had this dream
Okay.
of creating a hands-on school of technology. Now, the problem was he didn't have the money to make it happen.
Oh, no.
But he did have something even more powerful, a vivid imagination.
I like it.
He shared his vision during a sermon.
Okay.
And wouldn't you know it, Philip D. Armour, the wealthy packing house magnate, was in the audience.
Oh, wow. What a coincidence.
Right. Armour was so captivated by Gonzalez's vision that he funded the entire project.
Seriously?
That school eventually became the Illinois Institute of Technology.
That's amazing.
Just from a vision.
It's such a powerful example of how a compelling vision, when shared with passion and conviction,
Yeah.
can attract the resources needed to make it a reality.
Absolutely.
It makes you think
It does.
about your own goals and aspirations.
Mhm.
Are you holding back because you think you lack resources?
Yeah.
Maybe what you really need is a clearer, more compelling vision.
Precisely. And Philahel, he offers another great example,
Okay.
Marshall Field.
Oh, yeah. The department store mag.
Yes,
Yeah.
after the Great Chicago Fire, while other merchants were devastated,
Right.
Field saw an opportunity.
Really?
Amidst the smoldering ruins, he envisioned the world's grandest retail store.
And he actually rebuilt it.
He did. Even
Perfect.
bigger and better than before.
That's amazing.
Ah.
So the takeaway here is that a powerful imagination
Yes,
can transform adversity into opportunity.
I love that.
It's not just about positive thinking. It's about using your imagination to see possibilities where others see only obstacles.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, that brings us to one of Hill's cornerstone principles,
All right.
the definite chief aim.
Okay.
You could say this is the foundation of his entire philosophy.
And what makes this concept so powerful?
Well, what makes it so powerful is that it eliminates aimlessness.
Okay.
You see, most people drift through life without a clear target.
Mm-hmm.
Their efforts are scattered, their results are mediocre.
Right.
But a definite chief aim focuses your energy like a laser beam,
I like that.
propelling you towards a singular, compelling goal.
It's like having a compass that guides you through life's journey. But how do we actually set a definite chief aim?
Right. Hell doesn't just tell us to have a goal. He gives us a specific process.
Okay, I'm interested.
He outlines a 4-step process.
Right.
First, you write down your aim.
Got it.
Don't just keep it in your head, make it tangible,
Mm.
put it on paper.
Okay.
Second, you form a friendly alliance with people who can support you on your journey.
I like that.
Third, turn your aim into a hobby.
Okay. How do you do that?
This means constantly thinking about it, working towards it, even dreaming about it.
Okay. So it becomes almost an obsession.
Yeah, but in a good way.
Right.
But here's a surprising tip.
Okay.
Hill actually advises against sharing your aim with everyone.
Really? Why is that?
Well, not everyone will understand your vision.
True.
Some people might even try to discourage you or plant seeds of doubt.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Exactly. Hill believed that protecting your dream from negativity is crucial, especially in those early stages.
Right. You're very vulnerable at the beginning.
Exactly. So surround yourself with those who believe in you and your goal.
Okay.
And don't let the naysayers derail you.
That's good advice. And this principle isn't just some theoretical mumbo-jumbo.
Right.
Hill provides real-life examples of individuals who used it to achieve extraordinary things.
He does. For example, think about Statler, who revolutionized the hotel industry with his vision of providing home-like hotel service.
That's a great example.
Or Edwin C. Barnes, who went from being an unknown to becoming a key player in the Edison dictating machine company,
Wow.
simply because he set his mind on working with Edison.
So he had that definite aim.
Exactly. And then there's Woodrow Wilson,
Oh, wow.
who set his sights on the White House 25 years before he actually became president.
Really?
He literally visualized himself in the Oval Office decades before it became a reality.
Wow, that's powerful stuff.
And of course, we can't forget Lincoln, whose definite chief aim of abolishing slavery
That's right.
shaped the course of American history.
So the takeaway here is that a definite chief aim isn't just about setting a goal. It's about harnessing the power of your mind to create the future you desire.
You got it.
Now, Hill doesn't just stop at setting goals.
He doesn't.
He also recognized that there are psychological barriers that can hold us back,
Yes.
what he called the 6 basic fears.
Uh-huh.
He argued that fear is the biggest obstacle to success.
That makes sense.
It paralyzes action,
Yeah.
it stifles creativity, it keeps people stuck in their comfort zones.
For sure.
Of all the fears, Hill identifies the one that might surprise you the most
Okay.
and be most relatable is the fear of criticism.
Fear of criticism.
Think about it. How often do you hold yourself back?
Yeah.
Because you're worried about what others will think.
More than I'd like to admit.
Right.
Yeah.
Hill even uses this fascinating example, the ever-changing fashion industry.
Oh, interesting.
He argued that the constant shift in clothing styles isn't driven by consumer demand,
Really?
but by manufacturers capitalizing on our fear of being judged for our clothes.
Ugh.
We're so afraid of being criticized for our fashion choices that we end up spending a fortune keeping up with trends we may not even like.
That's so true.
That's a powerful example of how fear can control our behavior and our wallets.
It really is.
The important thing is to recognize this fear and its potential influence on your decisions.
Okay.
Just being aware of it is a huge first step towards taking back control.
Right.
All right, so let's move on to another fascinating concept,
Yes.
the Mastermind principle.
Oh, this is a good one.
It sounds almost mystical, like something out of a superhero movie.
Well, it's not that far off, actually.
Okay.
Hill believed that a group of minds working in perfect harmony towards a shared goal
Okay.
could achieve extraordinary results.
Really?
Far surpassing what any individual could accomplish alone.
Interesting.
He called this synergistic force the mastermind.
Okay.
And it's not just about having a team.
Right.
It's about creating a synergy where the whole becomes greater than the sum of its parts.
This takes the idea of collaboration to a whole new level.
It does.
It's not just about working together.
Right.
It's about aligning your thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
your energies, your intentions
Yeah,
to create a powerful force for achievement.
absolutely.
So how does the mastermind principle differ from simply having a group of like-minded individuals?
Well, it's about the chemistry of minds, as Hill put it.
Okay.
He observed that some minds naturally clash,
Yeah.
creating friction and discord,
Right.
while others blend seamlessly, generating a flow of ideas and energy that propels everyone forward.
So you need to find the right mix of people.
Exactly. A true mastermind requires a deeper connection and understanding than simply working alongside others.
So it's not just about finding people with similar interests.
Right.
It's about finding people whose minds resonate with yours,
Yes.
creating a harmonious and powerful synergy.
That's the key.
Okay, but Hill's exploration of the mind doesn't stop there.
It doesn't.
He delves into one of the most mind-bending aspects of his philosophy,
Yeah.
the concept of infinite intelligence or spirit.
Now we're getting into the metaphysical stuff.
This is where things get a little out
A
there.
little bit. Yeah.
So Hill believed that the mind wasn't just a physical organ.
Right.
He saw it as a powerful transmitter and receiver of thought vibrations.
Oh, okay.
He believed that the subconscious mind in particular had the ability to tap into a universal source of knowledge and power,
Interesting.
what he called his infinite intelligence.
So it's like there's this vast reservoir of knowledge and power
Yeah.
that we can all access if we know how to tune in to the right frequency.
It's like having access to a cosmic library or a universal internet connection.
That's a good analogy. Think about something simple, like setting a wake-up time.
Okay.
Have you ever noticed how your subconscious mind can wake you up at a specific time, even without an alarm clock?
Yes, I've had that happen many times.
Right?
It's like my mind knows exactly when to wake me up, even if I don't consciously set an alarm.
It's pretty amazing when you think about it.
It
It's
is.
a perfect example of how the subconscious mind, when properly programmed, can tap into a power beyond our conscious awareness.
Okay.
And Hill believed that we can harness this power to achieve any goal, no matter how ambitious.
So we've got a definite chief aim. We're tapping into the power of the mastermind, and we're vibing with infinite intelligence.
We're on a roll.
Sounds like we're ready to conquer the world.
Almost.
But there's still one crucial element missing, right?
You got it.
Ah,
All this mental preparation is useless without action?
right. You gotta actually do something.
Exactly. Success requires translating thought into concrete steps, taking initiative, and making things happen in the real world.
So true. And this is where the danger of procrastination comes in.
Ah,
Hill describes it as doing the goose step down the dusty road of failure.
he doesn't mince words.
He does not.
Hmm.
How do we avoid this fate and ensure we take action?
Well, he uses the story of Frank A. Vanderlip, who rose through the ranks of the National City Bank
Okay.
by constantly going above and beyond his assigned tasks.
Oh, nice.
He didn't just wait for instructions.
Right.
He anticipated needs initiative
I like it.
and made himself indispensable.
Good strategy.
And that proactive spirit led to more and more opportunities.
It's not just about doing your job. It's about constantly looking for ways to add value,
Yes,
even if it means taking on tasks that aren't explicitly assigned to you.
exactly.
This could mean taking on a challenging project at work, volunteering for a new role in your community, or simply going the extra mile in your relationships.
All good examples.
The point is to be proactive and demonstrate your willingness to contribute.
Absolutely. Now that brings us to another key principle that's closely related to action.
Okay.
The law of increasing returns. This law of increasing returns might sound a bit technical,
Right.
but it's a really powerful concept
Yep.
that can really transform your approach to work and life.
I like it.
It's the idea that the more value you provide, the greater the rewards you'll receive.
So it's kind of like a snowball effect.
Think of it as an upward spiral.
Okay.
The more you give, the more you get back, and the cycle just continues.
So it's like the saying, what goes around comes around, but with a focus on creating value and abundance.
Exactly.
Makes me wonder, how do we actually apply this principle in a practical way?
Good question.
Does it mean working longer hours or taking on more responsibilities?
Not necessarily. It's about going above and beyond in whatever you do, consistently exceeding expectations.
Okay.
It's about bringing your best self to every task, no matter how small or insignificant it may seem.
I see.
Hill offers a compelling example in his book.
Oh, yeah.
The story of a woman who began her career as a stenographer,
Okay.
earning a mere $15 a week.
Wow, that's how much.
But she had this remarkable work ethic
Good for her.
and was dedicated to exceeding her employer's expectations.
So she was going above and beyond.
She was going the extra mile consistently.
That paid off.
It did in a remarkable way. She ended up earning over $100,000 a year
Wow.
on the lecture circuit.
Really? Just from being a good stenographer?
That's right. Her willingness to go above and beyond opened up doors to opportunities she could have never imagined.
It wasn't just about the money, though, right?
No, it was
That-
about the impact she made and the value she created.
It's inspiring to see how her dedication and commitment to excellence led to such a dramatic transformation.
It is.
It shows that the law of increasing returns isn't just some theory.
Right.
It's a principle that can lead to real-world results.
Exactly. And the law of increasing returns isn't just limited to our professional lives.
Okay.
It can also be applied to our relationships and personal endeavors.
Interesting.
It's about giving more than you expect to receive.
Okay.
Not just in terms of material things, but also in terms of time, energy, emotional support.
So it's about cultivating a mindset of abundance and generosity.
Absolutely.
It's about focusing on how we can contribute and make a positive difference rather than always calculating what we're getting in return.
Exactly.
Hill doesn't stop at the law of increasing returns, though.
No, he doesn't.
He also emphasizes the importance of another key element,
Which is?
self-control.
Self-control.
He even refers to it as the balance wheel that keeps everything running smoothly.
That's a good analogy.
So self-control is essential for what?
Well, it's essential for harnessing our emotions, directing our energy, making conscious choices aligned with our goals.
Makes sense.
It's about resisting impulses and temptations that might lead us astray.
Right. It's easy to get sidetracked.
It is. Without self-control, we become like ships without rudders,
I see.
tossed about by the whims of our desires and external circumstances.
Hill was writing during a period of economic uncertainty after World War I.
That's right.
He saw firsthand the devastating impact of debt and financial instability on people's lives.
Yeah, it was a tough time.
This led him to believe that saving money was crucial for personal freedom and peace of mind.
Makes sense. You don't want to be weighed down by debt.
He even compared the spending habit to being imprisoned,
Wow.
arguing that it can trap us in a cycle of debt and dependence.
I could see that.
Makes you wonder if his perspective is still relevant today,
Yeah,
in a world where consumerism and instant gratification are so prevalent.
absolutely. While the economic landscape has changed, the principles of self-control and financial responsibility remain timeless.
They do?
Think about how much stress and anxiety can stem from financial worries.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It can cloud our judgment, limit our choices, and even prevent us from pursuing our dreams.
So self-control isn't just about resisting that impulse purchase.
Right.
It's about creating a sense of security and freedom
Exactly.
that allows us to focus on what truly matters.
It's about taking control of our finances so they don't control us.
Tilly also emphasizes that self-control extends beyond our spending habits.
It does.
It applies to all areas of life.
Like what?
He stresses the importance of controlling our tempers, avoiding gossip, and refusing to let negativity or criticism derail us.
Oh, that's important.
He even cautions against forming opinions without first considering all the facts.
Okay.
It's about thinking critically and objectively,
Right.
rather than reacting impulsively or emotionally.
He provides a fascinating example of how self-control, or rather the lack of it,
Okay.
can lead to unintended consequences.
Oh, no.
He talks about Warren G. Harding, who became the 29th president of the United States.
Okay.
Harding was known for his charisma and his ability to connect with people.
Yeah, he was a popular guy.
But he also had a weakness for gossip
Oh.
and lacked the self-control to resist engaging in it.
Oh.
This ultimately led to his downfall when scandals involving members of his administration came to light.
So his lack of self-control had real consequences.
It did.
Harding's story is a cautionary tale,
Yeah.
reminding us that even those in positions of power are susceptible to the pitfalls of lacking self-control.
It's a good reminder for all of us.
It highlights the importance of cultivating discipline and restraint, not only in our words, but also in our actions.
I agree. Hill also believed that self-control extends to our thoughts.
Really?
He compared the brain to a dynamo, a generator of thought energy.
Okay.
And he suggested that by mastering our thoughts, we can control our reality.
So our thoughts actually create our reality.
That's what he believed.
That's a powerful concept.
It is.
It suggests that our thoughts aren't just fleeting ideas.
Right.
They have the power to shape our experiences and create our reality.
If we can control our thoughts, we can, in a sense, control our destiny.
That's both empowering and daunting, wouldn't you say?
It is. It's empowering because it suggests we have the power to change our lives by changing our thoughts.
Right.
But it's also daunting because it means taking responsibility for the quality of our thoughts and the impact they have on our lives.
Hill doesn't just leave us with these abstract concepts, though.
No, he doesn't.
He also provides practical strategies for applying these principles,
Good.
one of which is the art of negotiation.
Ah, negotiation.
Hill viewed negotiation as an essential skill for navigating relationships, resolving conflicts, and achieving our goals.
Right, it comes up all the time.
He believed that it wasn't about manipulation
Okay.
or getting what we want at the expense of others. He saw it as a way to create win-win situations, build relationships, and influence others positively.
It's about finding common ground,
Exactly.
building rapport, and understanding the other person's perspective.
Makes me wonder, what specific strategies did Hill recommend for effective negotiation?
Well, Hill believed that successful negotiation starts with understanding the other person's perspective.
Okay.
He suggested paying attention to their behavior, their mannerisms, and their motivations.
That makes sense.
This helps you anticipate their reactions and find points of agreement.
So it's about being observant.
It is.
Yeah.
He also emphasized the importance of building rapport
Right.
and creating a more collaborative atmosphere.
So it's less about winning the negotiation
Exactly.
and more about finding solutions that benefit everyone involved.
It's about creating a sense of trust and mutual respect, which can lead to more sustainable and positive outcomes.
These principles aren't limited to business deals, are they?
Not at all. They can be applied to all sorts of interactions, from resolving conflicts with family members to negotiating a raise at work.
It sounds like Hill's approach to success encompasses so much more than just setting goals and working hard.
It
It
does.
involves developing character, mastering our thoughts, understanding human nature,
Right.
and using all of these tools to create a life of fulfillment and abundance.
Absolutely. We've explored a lot of facets of Hill's philosophy already.
We have.
Imagination, a definite chief, aims self-confidence, initiative, and leadership.
Right.
Enthusiasm, self-control, accurate thinking, concentration, cooperation, a pleasing personality, and persistence.
Wow, that's a lot.
But we're just scratching the surface of his wisdom.
There's so much more to explore, including his insights into the power of enthusiasm
Yes,
and the unwavering determination of persistence.
those are important ones.
Let's delve into those topics when we return for the final part of our deep dive into the law of success. All right, so we're back for the final part of our deep dive into Napoleon Hill's law of success.
Looking forward to wrapping this up.
We've covered a lot of ground,
We have.
from the power of a definite chief aim to the importance of self-control and the art of negotiation.
So much good stuff.
But there's still a few key principles we got to uncover.
Okay, let's do it.
We've talked a lot about action,
Mm-hmm.
but what really fuels that action? What gets us going?
That's where enthusiasm comes in.
Enthusiasm.
Hill considered enthusiasm contagious, a
Right.
force that inspires not just ourselves, but also those around us.
I can see that.
He saw it as a crucial ingredient in leadership, sales, and any endeavor where influencing others is key.
But isn't there a danger in being too enthusiastic?
That's a good point.
Like, could it come across as insincere or even manipulative?
Yeah, how do we strike that balance?
Hmm.
Well, Hill and Hill believe that genuine enthusiasm stems from a deep belief in what you're doing.
Okay, so it has to be authentic.
It has to be. It's about passion and purpose, not just putting on a show.
Right.
Think about the most inspiring leaders or speakers you've encountered. They're not just reciting facts. They're radiating a genuine passion that
Yeah.
draws you in.
It's like their enthusiasm is contagious.
Exactly. It becomes a catalyst for action, inspiring others to believe in the vision and get on board.
So how can we cultivate that kind of authentic enthusiasm?
Yeah, especially if we're not naturally extroverted or outwardly passionate. Hill suggests a few strategies.
Okay, I'm listening.
First, find something you truly believe in.
Okay,
Your enthusiasm will flow naturally when you're aligned with your purpose.
that makes sense.
Second, focus on the positive aspects of your work.
Okay,
Every job has its challenges,
for sure.
but dwelling on the negative will only drain your enthusiasm.
You'll just get burned out.
Exactly. And finally, surround yourself with enthusiastic people.
So their energy rubs off on you.
Their energy can be contagious, lifting you up and fueling your own passion.
So it's about creating an environment that supports and amplifies enthusiasm,
Yes,
both internally and externally.
exactly.
But even with the best intentions and a healthy dose of enthusiasm.
Yep, we're bound to face setbacks.
That's life, right?
It is.
Yeah.
That's where persistence comes in.
Persistence.
Persistence is that unwavering determination to keep going, even when the going gets tough.
Right. You just can't give up.
It's the refusal to give up on your dreams no matter how many times you get knocked down.
Think about Thomas Edison,
Oh, yeah.
who made over 10,000 attempts before successfully inventing the light bulb.
Now that's persistence in action.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have that in me.
It makes you wonder how many of us would give up after, say, 100 attempts,
Right. Or even 10.
let alone 10,000.
What set Edison apart?
Yeah, was it just sheer willpower or was there something more?
Well, Hill believed that persistence was a mental muscle that could be developed.
So it's not just something you're born with.
Not necessarily. He emphasized the importance of having a definite chief aim as a driving force.
Right, so you have that long-term vision to keep you going.
Exactly. When your vision is clear and compelling, it's easier to persevere through those challenges. That makes sense.
He also stressed learning from setbacks and using them as stepping stones rather than roadblocks.
So it's not just about being stubborn.
Oh.
It's also about being flexible and adapting along the way.
Exactly. It's a balance of determination and adaptability.
Okay, so Hill also highlights one final element
Okay.
that might surprise some people.
What's that?
The importance of a pleasing personality.
A pleasing personality.
This might seem a little superficial,
Yeah, I can see that.
but Hill saw a pleasing personality as essential for building relationships, influencing others, and creating a positive impact.
Interesting.
And it wasn't just about being nice.
Okay.
It was about cultivating genuine warmth and magnetism that draws people in.
So it's about being authentically likable.
Exactly. So it's not about putting on a fake smile or pretending to be someone you're not.
Right.
It's about developing those qualities that make people feel comfortable and connected with you.
I like that.
Qualities like being agreeable, showing genuine interest in others, maintaining a positive outlook.
Makes you wonder, are those qualities we're born with, or can they be developed? Hill believed that these qualities could be cultivated.
So you don't have to be born charming.
Not at all.
Yeah.
He emphasized self-awareness, understanding how our behavior impacts others.
So being mindful of how you come across.
Exactly. He suggested paying attention to our body language, our tone of voice, and the words we choose,
Right.
making sure they align with our intention to create a positive impression.
So it's about being intentional with how we present ourselves.
Absolutely.
As we wrap up our deep dive into Napoleon Hill's law of success,
Yeah.
what's the key takeaway for our listeners?
Well, Hill's work provides a really comprehensive blueprint
Okay.
for achieving success in any area of life.
Not just business.
Not at all. It's not just a set of principles. It's
Yeah.
a whole philosophy for living.
I like that.
It requires effort, self-reflection, and a commitment to personal growth.
Right. You got to do the work.
You do. He gives us the tools.
He does.
But it's up to us to use them to build the lives we desire. So true. It's about taking ownership of our journey and choosing to apply these principles in a way that aligns with our values and goals.
Exactly. And here's something for our listeners to consider.
Okay.
What if you chose just one of these principles?
Like which one?
Maybe setting a definite chief aim or mastering self-control
Those are good ones.
and committed to applying it consistently in your life.
Okay.
What kind of transformation could you create?
I like that question. That's the beauty of Hill's work.
It is.
It empowers us to take control of our destinies,
Mm-hmm.
to become the architects of our own success.
Exactly.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Napoleon Hill's Law of Success.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you found it insightful and inspiring.
I hope so.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving for your dreams.